Oh, we're not even live. Look,
Yes,
Yeah, we were. We wasn't judging you, but we was judging you.
There we go. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Welcome, everybody, to your favorite topic here, your favorite conversation, Mommy Between the Sheets. I am here with the ladies of Babies and Bellinis. Yes. Hey, ladies, Casey, Renee, Eric, Alex. How y'all doing?
Good.
I'm good. I got my berry.
Listen, berry's gone.
What you got?
She got all chance. All chance.
Oh, okay, no berry. No berries needed.
No berries.
It was cute.
Okay, well, we are here. I'm excited for this conversation. Most of you are familiar with Babies and Bellinis, but I will introduce the ladies briefly. A little bit about the ladies. Babies and Bellinis, from babies to business to brunch. Babies and Bellinis is a podcast chronicling the real life occurrences of Erica Danny, Kay Alex, and Casey Renee as modern day working moms. Babies and Bellinis understands that life isn't always as pretty as the Instagram feeds, right? And they're here to give you a peek into their girl talk as 24/7 moms while working a 9 to 5 and owning their own businesses. So first up, Erica Danny, you want to wave?
Hey, guys.
A wife, a mom of 3, and works full-time for the federal government. She's an ambivert. I am too.
Are you?
I am. You don't think
well?
Really?
You know the definition?
Ambivert, it's like you're an extrovert and an introvert.
Yeah, I thought you were extrovert. You just give me pure extrovert.
No, I'm an introvert. I really am.
Organically.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to that. Okay, she's an ambivert, resting bitch face connoisseur, DIY fanatic. Erica brings the organization, detail, and execution anywhere she goes. That's a fact. Kay Alex. Kay Alex is a wife, mom of 3, full-time speech language pathologist, a social media influencer, and event curator. Extroverted, full of creativity, and blessed with the gift of gab, Kay Alex delivers flair, energy, and turn-up vibes on demand. And last but definitely not least, Casey Renee. Casey, mom of 2, an award-winning owner and lead designer of the Snipes Design Agency. She's a comedian extraordinaire. Yes, you are. You are funny as hell. An author, skincare enthusiast, and branding guru. Casey Renee puts the business in balancing business, babies, and brunch, but always with a side of fun.
Yes.
I didn't see that bio slip fast. Thank you, Erica. Did you do that? I did. That's the organization there.
Thank you. See, thank you. All together.
Yeah, you do. Well, welcome, ladies. I'm so excited to get into this conversation. We've got about 30-something minutes. So a little bit about Mommy Between the Sheets. We're going to talk about sex, keeping it spicy in marriage and relationships as a mother, because as we all know, it's different. We're going to talk about how to re-engage, reinvigorate, and reconnect with your sexual identity and partner, in addition to embracing your mind, body, and soul.
Yes. I'm gonna jump out there really quick. Ladies, hi. We see you all in the chat. Really quick. Anyone new here? Do we have anyone who are like, who the fuck are these ladies? Yes. Anyone new here? Or do we have any of our Bellini babes? Please raise your hand if you're able to do the emoji or give us a here. Bellini
present, something.
Give us that in the chat. Okay, we got some new. Okay. Perfect. If you are new here, we'd like to start off our lives or our chats with a simple pledge, okay? Because we have to loosen things up a bit. We just finished up Faith and Motherhood, and we're about to pivot a bit, okay? We're going to remember how these babies got here, right? Yes, bring it in. Okay. So really quick, if you could just say this pledge along with us. You don't necessarily have to type it in, but we need to feel the energy that you are acknowledging what we're going to get into. Okay. So really quick, repeat after me. I pledge to remember that God made sex.
Oh, I pledge to remember that God made sex. God made sex. Okay. Thank him.
Thank you. All right, okay, praise God. Emoji hands, okay?
That's it. That's the pledge.
See you, ladies. I vow to share freely and openly, knowing that another mom may need to hear my experience. Y'all like, I can't remember all that.
I couldn't
remember it now with drinking, but okay.
Just give an exclamation point or something. That's fine.
I will not yuck anyone's yum.
I will not yuck anyone's yum.
I like that.
You might learn a little something, okay?
Baby.
I will have stay-in-place sex as much as possible.
I will have stay-in-place sex as much as possible. That's maybe a lie for me.
I will try to have as much stay-in-place sex as possible.
I will try.
I will try.
All right, y'all feel good about that? We're ready? We're ready to dive in a minute?
Yeah. So ladies, untuck those curls, loosen up those shoulders, relax the facial muscles, all of that. Let's relax because we're about to,
Yeah. That was a good pledge, Casey. I need you to text me that. Okay, Alex, text me that so that I can just repeat that daily,
You got an affirmation now.
That's a new affirmation. Shoot. Okay, so our tribe perks up every time we talk about sex because, it's juicy. We get excited about it. But that's some conversations. There are other conversations or other times that it's hard to have healthy conversations about sex. Why do you all think that is?
Sex is such it's revered as such a taboo topic. And sex is not taboo. You're like, oh, sex, I don't do that. But sis, I see your child. You have a baby in the stroller.
You got five.
Unless your name is Mary and there was immaculate conception there, you had sex, sis.
Right.
So in the same way that we talk about, we talk about postpartum and all the things you go through with the emotions and the tears and the crying and not feeling connected with your baby. The way we talk about those things now are the same ways that we should talk about sex. We should embrace sex. The next woman may be having the same issue that you're having. You're like, I just don't feel like having sex with my husband. But everybody wants to be so tight-lipped and they want to feel like, I'm fine. I don't need to talk about that. I'm fine. Totally fine. Sis, no, you're not. He's not fine. You're not fine.
Definitely.
What happens behind closed doors needs to stay behind closed doors. No, it doesn't. Because you, sis, can help the next sis. So they think sex is just raunchy. It's not raunchy. Hey, Alex said, God created sex. God created sex to procreate. Now, there's nowhere it says sex has to be boring. You got to be a missionary and that's all it can be. You can have fun with sex and it's okay to start these conversations about sex. We know you did. Your proof is right there in your child. You had sex. So open up the conversation.
I agree. What about you, Kay, Alex?
Yeah, I agree as well. I think that sex is definitely a sacred space. Let's not get it twisted. It's a sacred space. We're not saying it needs to go on OnlyFans. If you want to make a little dollar, that's fine too. I may have thought about an OnlyFans a time or two. But it's a sacred space. Casey, it's a sacred space.
Pants.
I think our mom's generation, of course, again, it was really hush hush. It's be a lady in the street, freaking in bed.
Right.
Don't talk about this. We didn't even talk about that. With our moms, if you will. And not to say that they need to teach us. Positions and things of that nature. Right. But I think that again, we don't know about the next person experiencing the smells and the sex drives. Mm-hmm. This is all new. And I think that we all, through transparency, that helps us to get through these different changes. There's a lot of different changes that comes with motherhood. So the last thing you think is, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have the same sex drive. I'm not going to feel good about myself in bed. I'm not going to, confidently be able to get on top of my man. Those little things you don't hear. And you need that. Isolated. Among other things, you already feel isolated in motherhood. And it's this too. So hearing even Casey and Erica talk about this on our podcast episode, we talked about sex with Reva the Diva. I was like, oh God, okay, you too. Again, and these are my girlfriends. It's okay, I'm not the only one who has experienced that. I think that this is another layer that needs to be discussed.
And that's interesting that you say that. You found out about your girlfriend's sex lives while recording the podcast. This wasn't even a conversation that y'all had on the phone. You guys had to get more afford.
I live with Erica, so I found out a little earlier.
I mean, who's gonna really open up and say, girl, I'm real dry down there. Girl, you smelled like a zoo before? Who's gonna be the one to initiate that? You be like, damn, I'm not having sex with my husband like I should or would want to, you know, like I used to. Is this really impacting your marriage? Who's going to really lead that conversation?
This is true. I had a conversation with any of my friends recently. What about you, Casey?
Yeah, I talk about pretty much anything. So I'm an open book. So it's just kind of like, what you want to know? Here we go. Yeah, it was a zoo.
When I came on your podcast, Casey, you literally, the first thing out your mouth was Nikki. Anal or oral? And I was like, excuse me?
Real questions, you know?
But look, yeah, an open book.
Our tribe was built off of transparency. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. I'm really open. I've kind of always been like that. Some people call it a flaw. Some people like it and they embrace it with me. I don't really straddle the line too much. It's like you with me or you're like, whoa, sis is talking too much. But I'm okay with that. You know, that's part of growing. So it's just like in my 30s, I'm like, that's fine. This is kind of just who I am. You know, you can kind of take it or leave it. But I do like the conversation in sex. You know, I'm not married, so I can attest to, like, I try not to, I be wanting to know, but I be trying not to ask too many questions because, you know, you're supposed to be like, well, marriage, that's, you know, that's your thing. But I'd be like, even with Erica, I'd be like, I mean, did y'all do for you? Like, but, you know, I'm like, if you tell me, you know. So I think that it's great to talk about and talk to your girlfriends about it. You know what I'm saying? And you'll learn some stuff. They'll learn some stuff. Messing around with chaos and Erica, Danny, I learn tricks, tips, bought some things, you know? So,
okay. Well, y'all teach me. Y'all give me some tips because, you know, it's the middle of a pandemic and there isn't really too much popping in my household. The pandemic poundings, we're not doing too much of that.
Pandemic
poundings. Hashtag that, please.
Trademark that. I could not stop laughing.
So I mean, yeah, mommy between the sheets, it hits differently during a pandemic.
Oh, baby, it hits different. Ow.
Very, very different, right? So how are we rating sex right now, ladies? Has your sex life changed since COVID? If so, how? Any challenges, opportunities? I'll answer this question really, really quickly. Like I said, no pandemic poundings, but I think it's really for me. My husband works outside of the home. He's an essential worker. So when he comes home, I'm like, okay, stop at the door. You know, disrobe. Let me take your temperature. You know, go get in the shower. Like it's a whole process. So by the time you do all of that, plus being home with the kids all day and social, distance learning, all of that, I'm not thinking about doing anything. You know what I mean? So I can say for me personally, I'm not really thinking about it too much. Plus, we have a whole 20-year-old upstairs. So it's different when you have young children. They don't know what's going on. You know, got a whole bit up there and he's just like, you feel like he's looking at you.
Cut that shit out, mom and dad. Cut that shit out.
He heard that door lock turn. He heard that. He knows what's going on.
You know, don't have so much noise. So that's my tea. That's my story. Things look grim in Howard County, but how about you ladies? Pandemic poundings or no?
Anyone? Is there one?
Okay. Plethora of pandemic poundings, which is actually very crazy because with the pandemic as a whole, we can't get on accord. Like he's trying to leave the house and go out. And I'm like, no, we got to save the kids. We got to do this. But for some reason, after 9:30, you know, you would think Barry White is sitting on our dresser just serenading the shit out of us. And I think we probably did 4 times last week.
Damn.
4 to 5 times. Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's not a lot. Okay. Y'all looking at the glass half full.
Hold on.
4 times last week. That's out of 7 days.
Casey Renee. Kyle was quarantined because he's an essential worker as well. See, they getting it back in. See, they had
that's why. Okay, yeah. Oh. That is I quarantines my man's when he does erratic behaviors. He goes into jail for 14 days, but you know, it's a release. You have to have a welcome home party, you know? So when you come out of quarantine, You know, you do your little halfway house bid for a second. Then when you come home, I'm here. Welcome home.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
See, that time away matters. And I'm like, you know what? I might use that.
It does, because I be missing him, because when he in my face, I'd be like, hey, Kyle. But
so I'll jump in there. I feel like it's too much togetherness. It's too much togetherness. Yes, I made that word up, guys. I miss being able to go out. I miss going to work. You know, I miss being away from him. And so just like I do. And this 24/7, adding the kids, the stressors of the kids, us both working from home. We're not necessarily staying at home, but we're working from home too. We are pretty much tired and stressed 24/7. And I'm like, yo, I feel more busy now than before.
That's what I keep hearing. Full-time 9 to 5, you're working more at home. So because Casey Renee put it out there, I want to know how many times last week did you have sex, KF? Because she asked. She giving numbers and stats.
My bad, sis.
Okay, it was once. I was going to say 0. I was actually going to go for this.
I was going to go for the jugular.
Ladies. No, I was going to say 0, but it was actually once because birthday sex.
Right.
Now.
Obligatory. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't do that to me! Don't do that to me! I was gonna say, if you know, it's like
that was in your marriage license, sis. You had to.
Right. That was right.
But it was great. It was over the top. It was not the norm. It was not the norm.
Other
K.
No, but it's not happening more than usual. Not that pre-COVID. It's not like we were getting it popping like that often either, but it's not what I thought it would be. I know pandemic poundings either.
Oh damn, Erica.
Yeah,
bring it home, Erica.
Yeah, so I'm in that 1 to 2 realm, 1 to 2 times per week since COVID has hit, because I am tired. Mother is tired. Okay, we are that distance learning. It drained the life out of me. What life I had left, it took it. Okay, and then regular work, you know, like we said, teleworking is more work than you do in the office.
Right.
And I am terrible right about now. I'm going to share just an honest moment. Last week was my husband's birthday as well. And because I was so busy at work, we didn't even have sex on his birthday. So I know he was pissed with me. We did do it the next day. And like
in the morning,
gave him a little extra, you know, a little take charge session, like lay down type thing. Sex is real scarce around here. Pandemic poundings are, you know, rare.
That's how you keep your glow, ladies.
I mean, it is, but so like, what are the challenges? You mentioned distance learning. You mentioned exhaustion. Are there any other like specific challenges that prevent you from the pandemic poundings?
Not being on the same accord with germs. That was me and Kyle's hang up. Like that's literally what we argue about we argue. Like he wants to be with his friends and his family, which I get. But then I'm so anti. So then it's like he goes out. Then it's just like, ugh. And those arguments can drain you because he probably could have got it 7 times last week. But because we argued about some things, now you get 4.
Oh, everybody in these squares, girl. 4 times. I think
everybody gets 1.
For me too.
Okay. For me, sex is very mental. Like I have to get in a headspace to have sex. Like I can't come from, you know, helping the kids with their schoolwork and doing my work and then at least trying to make the house look like a little bit of something, just making sure food isn't on the floor, not straightened up, but just so we don't get no roaches, because these kids and their crumbs is real. But like then you have to like switch over to a sex mindset, and it's like I don't have it in me. I don't have the mental capacity to say, hey, let's do it. Hey, lady parts, do your thing, get wet. It's a lot. It's not happening. And a mental block is there. And that's what's preventing me from the pandemic poundings.
I try to explain this to my husband. Like you just wake up and you're hard. You know what I mean? I got all kinds of things going on in my house. I'm not thinking about your penis, bro. I'm not. I literally have to get into that space where it's like, okay, we're going to have sex. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Whereas men, it's not like that. And they don't get it.
See, mine relieves stress. So that's probably why I can be more quick to do it. Because for me, it's literally a release of stress. Like It puts me to sleep. It calms me. Like, so I think that's probably why I can also just be like, all right, because if I'm stressed, it literally like calms me down.
But you enjoy sex. It sounds like you have a very high sex drive.
Yes, she does.
Exactly.
She should have mentioned that in the beginning.
They call me endurance and heat of the night for nothing.
Casey is not a tomboy. Casey's a tomboy in every sense of the word. So if you don't know Casey Renee, just know she has the mentality of a male. She has a male mentality.
Oh shit.
So I know that, I mean, sex is different now because we're all moms, we're at home, we're quarantined, but let's think about before we became mothers and how amazing sex was then. I'll check in with everybody in the chat. Do you think that your sex life differs? Obviously it does now versus pre-baby. Thoughts, you would do it anywhere?
I used to be drinking while doing it, smoking while doing it.
Look, the car.
The school.
Yeah.
School.
Playground.
Listen, my husband in school. I met him in high school, and that's all I'm gonna say. You know,
I can't have that on my record.
In those stairwells.
Exactly.
So I will say yes. It's definitely different. Again, so even my husband said this to me, and I felt away. I felt away because for him to verbalize that and really put it out there, of course, we knew that there was a difference in our sex life, but for him to say, you know, you don't like me doing this anymore. You don't like me, ladies, touching the nipples. I was all nipple play. I'm somebody who needs and loves nipple play. But of course, when you first have a baby and you're breastfeeding, if nipples are off, you cannot, it's off limits. You cannot touch my nipples. They are for the baby. Like literally, sir, this is to breastfeed, but it does have sexual connotation. Let's not also get it twisted, because for those who do like nipple play, it does feel good, you know, when you're having sex. And so that was something too, like I would have to like swat at him, like, no, stop. And then it would fuck me up.
You in my bedroom? Why are you in my bedroom?
It fuck me up, and I'm all off. And then it's just like, okay, this is weird. Now this has gone downhill, you know. And so for him to say like, you know, you're different now. You know, you're not as sexual as you used to be.
I've had 3 whole humans. So
I had 3 children come out of that hole, sir. I don't care in there.
Okay.
Right.
That hit. It hit. And so it's definitely different for me. I don't have the energy. I don't necessarily, again, feel as confident as I once was, even with my body. So I may wear my bra. I may wear, like, I need a little bit of support so them not hanging in his face. I need a little support so I'm not hanging in his face.
Clap, clap, clap.
Right. It's clapping, and you like, who's clapping? Who clapping at me?
I'm trying to do that.
Pull them together.
You ass clapping? No, baby. Nope.
So those are my struggles. Those are my struggles postpartum.
I can attest that there was, don't get twisted, like this is not like a day, like I'm not the Energizer Bunny, everything. I did have a time in my relationship where kind of like Alex says, where he told me, he was just like, you know, you kind of let yourself go, you kind of gained some weight, you know, and it was a bad moment. He was just like, you know, I come home, you don't even boil water. Like, it was just like, pow, 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 pow. And I'm like, you'll see these humans walking around? Like, you don't, it's a chopper. I'm like, damn, no, shit. But I'm like, you don't see these humans walking around, you know, but then that came with, and I have to say, Kay, Alex, and Erica were really there for me, where I had to make a decision like, okay, am I going to lose the weight? Am I going to boil some water? I'm going to do this because I want to or because of him, you know? Mm-hmm. And then I think once I decided like, okay, this is what I want to do, it started to pick up the pieces. Because another thing is, yes, I have a sex drive and it's high, but if you don't want to do things for yourself, then you can just forget about that shit, period. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to translate over well. The sex is going to be bare ass minimum mediocre, missionary. It's just going to be terrible. So yeah, you got to kind of pour into yourself too. And I know that's hard. I've learned to just wake up before the boys at this point. And that also helps me too, because then I have my moments to myself, then the day, because they'll get on my nerves. And then it's just like, okay, because I had the morning, I can have my night, you know? So everything does look different for everybody else. But if you don't feel comfortable in yourself, then, because at the beginning of this pandemic, I gained 11 pounds. You was about to roll me up out this house, and I didn't even care at first. You know, then you walk past that mirror 1 or 2 good times, it's like, whoa, you know?
Let me get this in check. Let me handle this.
Yeah, so, but once I started doing that too, that also made me feel good.
Well, Erica?
So for me, the body changes are a big thing. Like, you know, I have a smaller frame. Yes. So when I had my babies, you know, it's more apparent that I'm carrying, like I carry very far and wide outward. So my stomach did not come back to the way I thought it would. So I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be funny, but this is what I saw this morning. I was making that blueberry puree, and like as I was stirring it, and the blueberries started to pop open and it started to look like a little jam jelly. That's what my stomach looks like. And I get like a little self-conscious about that when I'm like on top or like laying down. Like I prefer to lay down because the stomach lays out flat and smooth. Those like stretch marks, like real jiggly jello feeling, that's really unsettling. I'm like, this does not used to be like this. I don't think I like it. And then like the post breastfeeding boobs, like those boobs that you have when you are breastfeeding, and they're like supple and full, and like you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a Playboy model. And then they
took some beauties in my life.
They deflate and they become
long, saggy.
Wet Ziploc bags. If you ever wet a Ziploc bag and you took the water out of it, it just became this soggy, long. Excuse me if that's nasty, but it's disgusting to me. And I'm just like, really, this is what we're doing.
The drink challenge bags.
The kids.
Yes. So between the jiggly belly and these boobs that just don't want to sit right when you're on all fours, it's just kind of like, whew, this is a lot. Can I just put on the lingerie so it looks
right
in a little bit?
You're too worried about how you look, so you're not really even into the actual action of the sex.
Yes, exactly. And like the thing about that is, I don't even think my husband cares. He's like, you look fine.
They don't care.
No, you don't care, but I do. I want to.
They've been waxing month, ladies. They don't care. They don't care.
Real niggas don't give a fuck. Bend over.
That head to the side.
They don't care. As long as they're getting it and as long as the river flows, they are fine. You look beautiful, babe.
I'm good. They'll spit on it.
If you got you a real one, they'll shape it up for you.
You say shape it up for you? Okay.
Lay on the towel. Yes, they will shape it up for you if you got a real one.
I'm talking about the bzz, bzz, give you the clippers so you're not wolfing. Yeah.
I've never received that treatment.
You've never got a landing strip?
Not from my husband.
Really?
Oh my God, am I the only ones, ladies in the chat, make me feel like I'm not.
Here, a poll for this. Have your husbands ever shaped you up?
Right. Adrian.
I said this on a podcast and I was like, no, what? That was new.
Lay on the towel. You pray to God and
you spread eagle and he gets you there and you want to like, don't cut me, don't nip, don't
nick me.
Touch nothing.
Yes, Nikki. Yes.
So and don't go too close to the, and then let's go.
We got some ladies that's with me. We got some ladies.
Okay, wait. So, somebody. What were you doing when you were pregnant? Like, did you just let it wolf out, or were you trying to do it?
Don't touch me.
I told you I don't grow a lot down. To be honest, I don't grow a lot, and then I don't have like 4C, which we love 4C. We know, we black women, but I don't have 4C down there. I don't know what's going on up here, but I'm not 4C down there, so it's like straight. Nikki, where you go? Nikki still here?
She went to go take notes. She good.
Yeah,
which grade of hair she has down there. It's all right.
Let me go check if I got the 4C.
No, those 4C pubes are so real. Like they're so real. Like if I don't get if I get back consistently, I have like a 3C maybe. But if I have gone a really long time without a wax, like I did the other day, y'all, that it's off the charts.
Fight the power.
Oh my God, Madden, your husband gave you a shape up when prego too?
Yes.
Somebody said no. Someone said her husband going to clip off her clit. We need our clit.
Woo! What you gotta do? Now Kay Alice go in the room. You ain't never shake me up. You don't know
You kind of husband like you.
No sex. You wasn't doing bare minimum. You didn't shake me up. You didn't
put your hair out your food, but instead you didn't want to.
You owe me a shape up. Okay, see, wow. Okay, but you
gonna mess around and put a J in it. You better chill out.
I know, right?
Let me do some arts in this junk.
See, I'm not the only one, y'all. Y'all not gonna shame me like I'm the only one. However, I might want that treatment. And how does the butt feel? Do you feel
very scary? It don't feel like nothing, but it is scary because just them down there. But
you tense up a little bit. You're gonna tense up. It doesn't feel like anything, but
it does. Yeah.
This is it's a trust exercise for real. Like you fall back into somebody's arms in hopes that they're gonna catch you.
It's like putting IKEA furniture together.
I am trusting with my labia minora and majora.
Please, can I say I don't know
on the clip. It's a wrap.
Can I say I don't know if I trust my husband on that? Can I say I don't know?
Mess around. He'll draw a heart. He'll draw a J. You have arts because he's a designer.
Damn.
Oh my
you can walk away with a design of a JJ.
So my husband's an artist, guys. They making jokes because he's an artist, and he would definitely probably sculpt me up something good.
Black Lives Matter.
Oh,
BLM.
You know what? Might be on to something. I like how you think.
He gonna say we're gonna keep the afro. We just gonna call it the BLM because Black Lives Matter. I don't even want you to take this all the way down, baby.
A little fist. And then part two. I don't know. Look, everybody.
Yeah. Y'all want to go to the next question until Nikki comes back?
Let's go.
Okay. So we talked about the post-baby body. So sometimes our gripe in relationships is that we don't have enough time or really the interest for sex and date nights. And this is problematic because we got to stop and look at it like it's a chore, like sex is a chore. Ooh. So what are some ways that we can all challenge ourselves as a mom tribe to make sure our needs are being met and we're making sex a priority? Are there pep talks? Do you schedule sex dates? Like, what do you do to make sure you're intentional with sex?
I can say I stopped sexting, though. I did stop that. And I'll say that because I wasn't coming through on it. I had to stop.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, I was doing that a lot. And I noticed because he'd be like, look, you gonna stop texting me.
And then you gotta bring him down when he comes.
My libido is high. So I'm like, let me stop sexting because I wasn't following through. And that was y'all fucked up on my part. So I had to check myself. But like I said before, me waking up in the morning and gathering myself actually helps me to be able to pour into everybody else later. But yeah, ladies, if you are sexting your man and you're not following through, stop it. Okay, that's one of the 4 agreements. I don't know if you guys read that book, but your word is everything. Okay, an impeccable word. And if you tell that man you're going to be on your knees with an arch, okay, and then he gets home and you have your curlers in and you have your moo-moo on and you're more in a fetal, you lie. So please stop. Let's stop that. Let's leave that in 2020 with the COVID. All right, ladies? All right.
I definitely have to agree with you on that. I am definitely, I don't follow through with what I say I'm going to do. I'm like, oh, I want you so bad. Whatever I'm saying in these text messages, he gets home and I am knocked out. And he is like, seriously? And they get the little poke going like, hey, babe.
Oh, the poke, they come up behind you and spoon.
No.
With a little poke.
But it's a deserved poke because you asked for it.
No, right? I set myself up for this. And it's like, it gets to the point where like, damn, I did this. So let me at least do a little something. He was like, dog, can you not lay there like a fish, please? Like, can you do something, please? Give me a little thrust. Like, I just don't feel like it.
But then it's like, you gonna give me this pity when you brought this up? Like, you brought this up.
I dug this hole, right? But one thing that is helping through the pandemic, maybe not last week, but one thing is helping is bringing toys into the bedroom type of thing. Like, I know we all have like a toy that we use with ourselves for, a little self-care, a little self-pleasure. But when you introduce those into your relationship with your husband, Reba the Diva, if you have not checked out our podcast, please check out our episodes with Reba the Diva. We introduce toys into our relationship and it makes sex all the more exciting. And it's like, oh, I gotta do that again. I need to do that again, like now. And it gives you something to look forward to because you know it's just not going to be the pump, go to sleep. It's not going to be that. It's going to
pump it up.
Orgasm tonight. I am looking forward to this. So like new things into your sex life, like I think that really does help with you not making sex a chore. It's not a chore because you know you're going to get something out of it. He's going to get something out of it because he's seeing you being pleasured. So introducing
once you touch that nightstand drawer, it's about to be lit.
Okay. Hold on. Real quick, if you have a question,
sorry,
ladies, we're wrapping up. We have 2 minutes, ladies. We have 2 minutes, so we're gonna wrap up. But Erica, I'm seeing some good questions in the comments. Number one, I will share really quick, and then I'll pose the question to you, Erica. Since Reba the Divas episode, y'all have to listen to this episode. You'll have to follow her on Instagram. Since her episode, I will share that I have put into my head to stop and drop. Come on, let me get a stop and drop. Somebody repeat, stop and drop. So Casey, like you said, stop overthinking it, stop planning it, making it a chore. And if you are in the mood, so this morning I actually woke up horny. Let me get stop and drop in the comments, ladies. And I followed through with it. All right, I followed through with it. So stop and drop. Don't overthink it. Oh, I got to do this. I got my to-do list. Okay, I was headed to the laundry room and I'm passing him and he grabs me up. But babe, I got to go to the laundry. No, stop and drop. All right, we're stopping and dropping. All right, all 2020 from here on out. Pandemic poundings, ladies. We're going for it. Erica, really quick. 1 minute.
When you see us in the on the networking, feel free to ask us anything that you want to know. But I like to end it how we usually do in the podcast. How you feel about that? Go ahead, Casey. Where can they find us?
Oh, okay. Yes. We're going to wrap up because we have 1 minute, ladies. But again, we'll connect with you. Please follow us at Babies X Bellinis. If someone can put that in the chat for us, Babies X Bellinis on Instagram. You can follow us on all streaming platforms, Babies X Bellinis. We do have some retreats and events coming up, hopefully 2021. But we do look forward to connecting with our DMV ladies as well. Thank you to Simona and Nikki and the District Motherhood Tribe and Momference. We love this. This is a great platform. And until then, guys, we're going to keep the drinks flowing and the conversations going over at Babies X Bellinis. Bye.
Hold on. They said we can answer one question.
Oh, one question.
Okay.
Oh. Well, someone did ask Erica, how did you introduce toys into the bedroom? Because men can be intimidated by these big ass dildos, black cocks.
Okay, so yes, I'll definitely answer that one. So, you know, when I was pregnant with the third baby, I had trouble orgasming. Like I could not orgasm. I was like, Jamil, like I can't come. Just do what you need to do, whatever, and we're done. So he was like, okay, well, he bought me a vibrator. He was like, I got you this off of, whatever website. Let's try this and see if it helps. And so I was like, okay, cool. And so one day he wasn't home, and like I said, let me just try this thing. And I tried it, and then my world changed forever. Like there was waterworks, there was everything going on. And where I tripped up was the podcast. Because when we were talking to Reba the Diva, I mistakenly said that I used the vibrator and had a lot of action with that without him first. And then when he heard me say that, he was like, really? Really? So at that time, we then started bringing the toys. I was like, I want to show you what happened. So I brought it into the bedroom and showed him what happened. And he was like,
oh. Yeah, because if you show them what you want, it always works better. So like I'm the type of person, I'll let you just watch me. Just watch me. Focus. Don't look at my face, look at my hands. Yeah. Okay.
What they're doing. We are not DJing out here. We're not doing this. No, we are.
Yeah, I'm saying. Parting the hair. Where are we going, sir? No, stay where we're supposed to go. Get there and stay there. Okay. Get there and stay there. Stay in the circle. The square. Stay in your square. You're out of your square. Okay. It's nothing over there. It's nothing over there. Stay right here in your square. Okay.
Okay.
So you're saying what I do, and then.
But you're saying too, it was more of a vibrator. It wasn't a dildo.
No, it was not a dildo. It does not in the shape of a penis. It doesn't have little balls attached to the bottom. It is just a vibrating dildo with like a little head thing on it. It doesn't look like
their husbands love to watch.
Yeah, and that was a thing. And so when he saw the results of the toy, he was like, "Let's try that while I'm in you." I was like, okay,
get there and stay there.
Let me pick up my phone and keep my promise tonight.
Bring these Bellinis with you when you go.
We're going to stop and drop. We are going to get these pandemic poundings in. And what was it? What'd you say with the text messages?
Oh, stop sexting if you're not gonna follow through, ladies.
You're not going to text.
We're too old for this. We are too old. Because I already text slower than what I used to. So it takes a lot, okay, to get that message out and grammatically correct. Okay? Don't send it if you don't mean it. 2020.
Yes. All right, guys. So we really enjoyed you all again. Thank you so much. We've been reading the comments in the chat. Y'all are hilarious. Please, please, please connect with us. Please come and enjoy. We have a little bit of everything. We touch on every aspect of motherhood on our podcast. But for sure, definitely DM us, send us champagne notes. We take champagne notes too. At info@babiesxbellinis.com. So yeah, definitely look forward to connecting with you ladies outside, offline, and online. And until then, guys, again, we're gonna keep the drinks flowing and the conversations going over at our Instagram at babiesxbellinis.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I need more.
We alcoholics.
These are really good. Like seriously good.
My bottle's gone.
I didn't even plan to drink today.